Have you ever witnessed someone unravel their own lies in a spectacular meltdown? In the heart of a bustling mall, inside the upscale men's clothing store, Gentleman's Finery, Karen Miller stormed through the glass doors, her heels clicking like a countdown to chaos. She clutched a navy blue silk tie, its once pristine surface now frayed and torn, and her face was a mask of righteous fury. "This is unacceptable," she bellowed, slamming the tie onto the counter. Customers froze, their eyes darting toward the commotion. The air thickened with tension as Karen demanded a full refund, claiming the tie's shoddy fabric had ruined her husband's big presentation. But something about her story didn't sit right with the staff for the truth waiting to be uncovered. Karen's voice carried the weight of entitlement, each word dripping with indignation. She insisted the tie had disintegrated after a single wear, blaming the store for selling cheap garbage. The head clerk, Maya, a soft-spoken woman with a steel spine, listened patiently. Her eyes, however, lingered on the tie's jagged tears, which looked suspiciously deliberate. Maya asked politely, "Ma'am, can you explain how the tie was used?" Karen scoffed, rolling her eyes. "Used? He wore it to a meeting. It fell apart because your store scams people with fake silk." Her accusations echoed, drawing a small crowd of curious shoppers. But Maya, unfazed, nodded and excused herself to fetch the store's return records. Behind the scenes, Maya wasn't just checking paperwork. She pulled up the store's security footage from the day Karen purchased the tie, 3 days prior. The video showed Karen inspecting the tie meticulously, even holding it to the light to admire its sheen. No flaws, no complaints, only a satisfied smile as she paid. But Maya noticed something else. A faint glimpse of Karen slipping the tie into a bag with sharp-edged gift boxes. It was a small clue, but it sparked a theory. Maya also called her friend, Liam, a part-time employee who'd overheard Karen bragging at a coffee shop about teaching stores a lesson by returning damaged goods for profit. This wasn't just a return, it was a scheme. Armed with evidence, Maya returned to the counter, where Karen was now pacing, her arms crossed, and her voice louder. "I'm not leaving without my money," she snapped, jabbing a finger at Maya. The crowd murmured, some nodding in sympathy, others skeptical. Then, a twist. Liam, who'd just arrived for his shift, stepped forward. "I know her," he whispered to Maya, his face pale. "She did this at my cousin's boutique last month, ruined a scarf, and blamed the store." Liam's revelation shifted the mood. Maya, now certain, decided it was time to confront Karen's lies head-on. "Ma'am," Maya began, her voice steady but firm, "our records show the tie was in perfect condition when you bought it, and our cameras caught you inspecting it thoroughly." Karen's face twitched, but she doubled down. "That's irrelevant. It's trash now, and I want my refund." Maya held up a hand, silencing the room. "We also have footage of you placing the tie in a bag with sharp objects. And," she paused for effect, "a witness who heard you admit to damaging goods for refunds." She gestured to Liam, who stood tall, his eyes locked on Karen. The crowd gasped, their murmurs turning to whispers of disbelief. Karen's confidence faltered, her lips parting as if to protest, but no words came. Maya wasn't done. She pulled out a magnifying glass and examined the tie under the counter's bright lights. "These tears," she said, loud enough for everyone to hear, "aren't from wear. They're cut deliberately. The edges are too clean for natural fraying." She held up the tie, displaying the evidence like a prosecutor in court. Karen's face flushed crimson, her hands trembling. "You're lying," she shrieked, lunging forward, knocking over a display of cufflinks. The clatter echoed, amplifying the chaos of her unraveling facade. Shoppers stepped back, some filming on their phones, others shaking their heads. Karen's tantrum had turned her into the store's main spectacle. Desperate, Karen tried to pivot. "My husband will sue you. This is defamation." But her threats rang hollow. Liam stepped closer, his voice calm but cutting. "I heard you at the coffee shop, Karen. You laughed about ripping a scarf to get a refund. You said it was easy money." The crowd's murmurs grew louder, now laced with disgust. Karen's eyes darted around, searching for an escape, but the truth had cornered her. Maya, still composed, added the final blow. "We won't refund this, ma'am. And we're banning you from the store for attempted fraud." The words landed like a gavel, final and unyielding. Karen's bravado crumbled. Her shoulders slumped, and her voice shrank to a whimper. "You can't do this," she muttered, but the fight was gone. She grabbed her purse, shoving the ruined tie inside, and stormed toward the exit. The crowd parted, their stares a mix of pity and judgment. As she reached the door, she tripped over a fallen display, racked her own mess, and stumbled into the mall's busy corridor. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. Karen's attempt to manipulate had backfired, leaving her humiliated and empty-handed. Behind the counter, Maya and Liam exchanged a quiet nod, their integrity intact. The store slowly returned to normal, but the incident lingered in the air. Shoppers whispered about Karen's meltdown, some applauding Maya's poise, others debating whether Karen deserved such a public fall. Liam, still shaken, confided in Maya later that he'd almost stayed silent, fearing Karen's wrath. But speaking up, he said, felt like reclaiming a piece of justice. Maya smiled, placing a hand on his shoulder. "You did the right thing," she said. "Truth always catches up." Their small victory wasn't just about a tie, it was about standing firm against deceit, no matter how loud or entitled it appeared. In the days that followed, the story spread through the mall and beyond. Shoppers shared videos of Karen's outburst, sparking debates online about accountability and entitlement. Some defended Karen, arguing she might have been desperate or misunderstood. Others praised Maya and Liam for exposing her scheme, calling it a lesson in honesty. The tie, now a symbol of Karen's failed con, sat in the store's backroom, a reminder that truth could outshine even the loudest lies. What do you think? Was Maya right to call out Karen so publicly, or should she have handled it privately? Should Liam have spoken up, knowing it would humiliate Karen? Share your thoughts. Where do you draw the line between justice and compassion?